You may be seated. Bailiff, bring in the first defendant. Counselor, proceed with the first case.
Defendant 1 is charged with capital murder.
Defendant, how do you plead?
Not guilty. I've never killed anyone in my life. I don't know where these charges came from.
You know you're guilty.
But no, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Order! Please explain to the court the charges that are being brought against the defendant.
The defendant hates her neighbors so much that she wouldn't even help them if their house is on fire. Most of the time, her thoughts are wishing them dead.
Is this true?
You don't understand. These people are ridiculous. They won't even let us near their lawns. I mean, it's not like it's just because I don't go out of my way to get to know them doesn't mean I killed anyone. They're not dead.
You may be seated. Next case. You may proceed.
Defendant 2 is charged with first-degree felony theft.
How do you plead?
Not guilty. This is absurd.
Whatever.
Explain the charges to the court. Everyone needs to understand.
When the defendant was 10 years old, she stole his gun from a corner store. She has never admitted this to anyone.
Is this true?
No, this is crazy. Everybody does stuff like this. That doesn't make me a thief. I'm not a thief.
I asked if it is true. Is it true?
Yes, but it was a really long time ago. I was a child.
Thank you. You may be seated. Bring in the next case. What are the charges?
Defendant 3 is charged with capital murder.
How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
That's right. Guilty.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Defendants, please rise for sentencing.
After hearing the charges and pleas, I have consulted with the law. And in James 2:10, it clearly states, "For whoever keeps the whole law and yet stumbles at just one point is guilty of all." With that said, my sentence for all three of you is death.
I'm not the murderer. She's the murderer.
For there is none righteous, no, not one. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in me.
In the scriptures it is written, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life."
Can't you see? I've already paid your debt. Take up your cross and follow me.
You believe this? You're good for nothing. Oh my. You too. Just go right ahead. You are fools. This isn't real. I don't need you or anyone to pay my debt.
Your mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Your feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are your paths, and the path of peace you do not know. There is no fear of God before your eyes. But I say to you that everyone that is angry with his brother shall be guilty before the court. And whoever says to his brother, "You good for nothing," shall be guilty before the Supreme Court. And whoever says, "You fool," shall be guilty enough to go into the fiery hell.
I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't. I'm not guilty.
You have been justified by your faith. Go and sin no more.
Court is now adjourned.